Broadcasting live from the Jersey Shore, it's Coach Kev on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Damage 365 Radio. This is episode number 20. I am your host, Coach Kev. I'll be joined in about 45 minutes by Nick the Beard. We want to apologize for being on late today. We have some technical difficulties with the Google Chrome browser. It was giving us some issues, and it's the best browser to use when using the Spreaker DJ console. It gives you the best sound quality possible, and since we have such a great interview later on, we only wanted you to hear it in the best quality of sound possible. So again, apologize for coming on about 8 to 10 minutes late. But we do have a great program in store for you today on the night of WWE pay-per-view, the Elimination Chamber. That will be coming on a little later this evening, hence why we are on an hour earlier, and why Real Sports Talk with Kenny Klusker was on early, and we hope you enjoyed his show. He'll be back to his normal programming time next week, as will we at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will have a guest will be announced at a later date, as we're still trying to book one for next week. We have a great lineup of guests coming up in the month of June and July, including a couple of really kind of shocking ones I'm excited to hear from, and to announce to the world. But at this time, we have some birthdays we'd like to announce, and we'll get this program started, as we will reveal today the winner of the Jobbers Tournament and the round one matchups of the all-time 200 greatest tag teams of all time. So we got that tournament started, and without further ado, let's get these birthdays and shout-outs. And we got a couple of birthdays out there, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to announce today. Special birthday, happy birthday goes out to Damage 365 Radio contributor Solomon Chertok. Happy birthday, Solomon. And a very special happy birthday goes out to one of the best indie wrestling photographers out there, Donna Daddario. Happy birthday to Donna. And happy birthday to Solomon, and happy birthday to anybody celebrating their birthday this week with Solomon and Donna and anybody else here as a fan of the Damage 365 Radio Network.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
This is former WWE superstar The Patriot, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio. Do not touch that dial. USA, USA, USA!
On June 27th, 2015. All roads lead to the Avenel Columbian Council in Avenel, New Jersey, where the legends of the past and the stars of the future are on a collision course. It's the Superstars of Wrestling Federation presents Collision Course, featuring the Extreme Icon, the Sandman. WWE Hall of Famer Nikolai Volkov steps in the ring with too cocky Kevin Matthews as generations collide. Plus, a rare ring appearance by the nearly 7-foot monster, Gene Snitsky. Plus, the retirement match of Big Vinny DeMarco as he teams with Sal DeMarco and Lord Z versus the SWF Heavyweight Champion Damian Darling, Biggie Biggs, and Tommy the Moose. Doors are open at 6:30 p.m. and bell times at 7:30. For all ticket information, call 718-207-5032 or 848-333-1667. All advance seating is $20 and $25 at the door. PayPal your ticket orders through swf.live1@gmail.com. Stand up and be counted at the Avenel Columbian Council, 109 Morrissey Avenue, Avenel, New Jersey. The Superstars of Wrestling Federation, where generations collide.
You think you know me?
Hey guys, do you like pro wrestling? Of course you do. It's the greatest thing in the world. Hi, my name is Emil J. You may have seen me as the ring announcer for Combat Zone Wrestling, On Point Wrestling, Dojo Wars, and WSU, just to name a few. But now I'm proud to announce that the Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore is the premier location for wrestling merchandise. Every Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Englishtown, New Jersey at the Englishtown Flea Market, booth number 35 in the Green Building, the Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore has it all. Everything from DVDs and figures from around the world to t-shirts and lucha masks in both kids and adult sizes, and much more, even tickets to upcoming events. Log on to facebook.com/FunkensteinINC for full details on everything they have to offer, including weekly specials and where they'll be vending at this weekend. So check out facebook.com/FunkensteinINC and take the short drive to Englishtown, New Jersey and visit my friends at the Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore this weekend to start or add to your wrestling collection. And hey, tell them MLJ sent you. The Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, the main event of wrestling collectibles.
This is Lanny Poffo, formerly the genius full of glory and renown. You are listening to Damage 365 Radio.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. And we will have for you at this time the interview that we got courtesy of MZ Promotions. That's the two letters you got to remember. MZ Promotions. You can catch them on Facebook. They were able to get us an interview with one of the the greatest wrestlers of all time, the former voice of WCW Wrestling, the man who learned from the best and turned his back on the best, and Bruno Sammartino, the man known as Larry the Legend, the man that'll take you to Larryland. So many monikers this man has had, but he is the living legend. He is the recently inducted WWE Hall of Famer, and I want to bring in that interview right now with the one and the only Larry Zybyscko. So enjoy this interview, folks. We're live with WWE Hall of Famer, class of 2015, the living legend, Larry Zybyscko. Larry, I want to welcome you to the state of New Jersey as you are doing your tour with MZ Promotions across New York and New Jersey and Pennsylvania.
Well, you know what? It's a fun time to be back in the old stomping grounds. MZ Promotions, we're going everywhere from Pennsylvania. We're going up to Albany, New York, into Connecticut. You know, this whole Northeast area brings back so many memories. This is where I started. You know, I broke in Rookie of the Year in 1974, Bruno's protege. I started, with the WWF, and I was kind of a rebellious young, guy who I really was kind of one of the last of the real men, in those days. You had to be a different breed of man to survive with guys like Bruno and the Crusher. I mean, these guys were, Killer Kowalskis, and they were maniacs, and it made you a tough breed. And but going to these towns, I mean, it brings back so much memories of going down the highways. And back then we lived in the car so much. I got a private pilot's license, and I started flying planes out of New Haven, Connecticut. I remember I'd fly to Albany, New York. They'd pick me up, one of my buddies I know, or a chick would pick me up, and off we'd go to the arena. And I'd fly home. So now MZ Promotions, we're having a great time, and the fans are having a great time, and everybody's been kissing the ring, and we're all set.
You're talking a lot about wrestling from the past, and you're heavily involved right now with wrestling's future.
Well, I'm not all heavily, but I'm involved with it. I'm been kind of lucky enough to where I'm real close to the headquarters of the training facility of all the new young wrestlers, with the WWE and the NXT shows. And so I'm right there, and I got a good chance to spend a lot of time with them and pass on the knowledge to a new generation. So it's making me happy and excited to watch everything come to life.
Do you have, not that you have to give any names, but do you have that one that you can say is your personal protege that you can't wait to see make it to the big time?
I really can't say that yet because I haven't been involved long enough. And the way it's set up now, it's really a good team effort, beginning, middle, the wrestling, the conditioning. And I haven't been there really long enough yet to get, a favorite. Right now they're all my favorites because they all have the same dream. And it gets emotional because I know in my heart after watching some of them that some of them are going to make it and have a chance. And some of them better get a job, but it's almost like it breaks your heart to say, gee, you're really a nice person, but did you ever think of going to school or being a plumber? So it gets emotional to get involved with these young people because they really want their dream to come true, but it's such a brutal business, and everybody just can't do it. I mean, if everybody could do it, everybody would be a movie star, everybody would be a football star, everybody. It just takes that one in a million,
I interviewed Paul London a couple of months back, and he said it just like that. He said, to make sure you have a backup plan because this business will stomp on your heart.
Well, yeah, and Bruno taught me that, back before I even started. He said, after I crawled through his hedges, he said to me, I'll tell you what, I'll help you get in the wrestling business as soon as you graduate from college, because you're still only 21, and you have a degree and something to fall back on, because you never know if you're going to make it. You never know if you're going to get hurt. But, he wanted me to have a backup plan, and that's the same thing I tell everybody else, too. I said, you want to be a wrestler, don't even think of getting married. Don't ever think of having kids, because you ain't going to be home to see them. And make sure you have a backup plan. You have a degree in something. You have, nowadays you can, get degrees online as you travel. But, do something because this is not a guarantee.
A very dependable vehicle, I would imagine. You got to do a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
In their days, pack 4 or 5 in a car to travel from town to town to go show to show. How is it different? Is it a little bit different now?
Well, nowadays, back then there was a code of the road, and we